Hey all listeners, this is Pradesh Chaudhary Quantum Group. In this video, I am going to discuss a very good problem of Irodov 1.93, that's a Capstan's pulley problem. What is a capstan? Capstan is a cylinder over which string is wrapped over, and on the two sides of the string the masses are there. In the normal setting, what is there? We assume that there is no slipping between the string and the pulley. String are massless, so tension at all points are same. But in real life, there is some friction. So why this problem is very good? Because it involves the real life setting. So there is a friction here. So let me read the question. A fixed pulley carries a weightless thread with masses m1, m2 at its ends. There is a friction between the thread and the pulley. It is such that thread starts slipping when the ratio m2 by m1 is eta naught. Find the coefficient friction and the acceleration of the masses when m2 by m1 is eta, and that eta is greater than previous eta. I will explain everything with a diagram. Okay. So let me show the diagram. This is an enlarged diagram of the setting. This is a pulley and the master's thread is wrapped over it. This is the wrap part of the string, and this m2, this is m1, m2 is greater than m1. In normal setting, this m2 would go down and m1 would go up because it is heavier, but there is a friction that is preventing it from the slipping. So the thread is just about to slip, but is not yet. Alright, so who would stop this larger mass to slip? The friction between the thread and the pulley would stop. Alright, so I want to study each and every point of the thread. So for that thing, let me take a angular coordinate system. So my angular coordinate system is, this is my reference line. So from this reference line, I'll measure theta, and here theta is 0, and at a general point P here, the theta is theta. So if I'm here, theta is 0. If I'll come here, theta will become 180 degree or pi radian. Alright, now come to here. System is at rest. If you draw FBD here, the weight is m1g, so tension will also be m1g. So tension here is m1g. There is no mass from here to here, so tension would be the same. Alright. If you look from here, the weight is m2g. To balance it, tension should also be m2g. Again, from here to here, there should be the same tension. But the same string, if you look from here to here, because tension here was m1g, tension is m2g. So tension from here to here is increasing from m1g to m2g. In what fashion that increase? That is the main question. Alright. So my boundary condition is that, boundary condition, what is happening at the end points? So boundary condition is that at this end A, theta is 0. Here tension is m1g. And at this end, theta is pi radian and tension here is m2g. That is boundary condition. So we know about the tension at the end point. Now we want to know what is tension at this general position theta as a function of theta and mu. So right now we'll take a very small element of the thread, and right now I want to study just the effect of tension alone. So again, this is the string, very small part of the string, and this small part ends. This end is at angular position theta, and this end is at angular position theta plus d theta. So this element subtends angle d theta at the center. So make a tangent and normal to this element. This is a tangent and normal to this element. This is symmetrical normal. So this line divides this d theta again into two equal parts, d theta by 2 and d theta by 2, like this. This element is in contact with the string from this side and this side. So if element on this side pulls the string with tension say T, so tension on this side would be slightly more than that. So let me write that tension as T plus dt. I want to make the component of these two tension along tangential direction and the normal to that element. Alright. So for that thing, just little more diagram. So this is a normal direction parallel to these two normals. So this d theta by 2 and this d theta by 2. So this will also be d theta by 2. Right. So if this is d theta by 2, these two lines are parallel. So this and this are same. And this is 90 degree. So this d theta by 2. So this will be d theta by 2. So I can simply write the components part. This would be t sine d theta by 2, and this would be t cos d theta by 2. And similarly here, so here the elements would be t plus dt sine d theta by 2, and this part would be t cos d theta by 2. So resultant force towards center and resultant force along tangential direction that I want to write. So F along centripetal direction, that would be the sum of this and this, t plus dt sine d theta by 2, and this is t sine d theta by 2. And we know that if angle is very small and measured in radians, so we can replace sine theta with theta. So I will replace sine d theta by 2 with d theta by 2. So this would be t plus dt into d theta by 2 plus t into d theta by 2. dt, d theta are two very small thing, therefore it would be even smaller. So we'll neglect that part. So that would be 2t into d theta by 2, and that is simply t into d theta. Similarly, resultant along the tangential direction, Fc, net force along tangential direction, Fc is the t cos d theta by 2. Here this is a t plus dt. So t plus dt minus t cos d theta by 2. Again, theta is very small, d theta is very small, so cos theta would tend to 1. So this cos d theta by 2 is approximately 1. So their simplification will give me dt. Now I want to replace with a simple diagram. Just want to show only the resultant part for the tension only. So here we got the net force along the tangent was how much that was? That was simply dt. And net force towards center was t d theta. So because of the tension string is being pulled towards center, so there will be a normal. So a normal will act. So on this element, suppose normal is say dn, and net force is 0. So who will balance this dt? Friction will balance dt. So there will be a friction act. So this is a dfr, friction. So number one, dn is t d theta, no motion, that is stationary, and dfr, this is just about to slip, so friction has reached its maximum value. So dfr is mu into dn, and from the fbd, that is dt. So mu into dn is t d theta, mu into t d theta is equal to dt. So we can write dt by t. dt by t is equal to mu d theta. And this is the main differential equation that we will use. Alright. So now coming to the main question. So here what was given, that the thread is about to slip at this shown position. m2 by m1 was eta naught. So we have to find the mu. Alright. Now I just got dt by t is equal to mu d theta. So if I integrate it from a to b, so at a theta is 0, at a tension is ta, at b theta is pi, at b tension is tb. So this integration would be how much? Ln TB by TA, ln TB by TA, and that is basically TB by TA is M2 by M1. M2 by M1 is eta, so this is basically ln eta naught, and here that is a mu into theta. Mu into theta element, if you put, that will become pi. So we got mu is equal to ln eta naught by pi. And if I want to write TB by TA, so TB by TA would be how much? TB by TA is equal to e power mu pi, and that is eta naught. So that is the first part. We got the expression for the mu. Basically, the bigger relation is that this theta varies, how tension varies with theta. Alright. So if normally in this setting the theta can be maximum 180 degree, but we can wrap multiple times, so tension will keep on increasing exponentially. Now the second part. In the second part, what was given? Earlier that was just about to slip at the ratio eta naught. The ratio has become more than eta, so it will definitely move. Then the friction will become kinetic. So the value of kinetic friction is same as the maximum static friction. So in the way the tension varies in the previous case, here also tension will vary. So from A to B, still the variation of tension would be the same. So TB by TA would be e power mu pi, and that we got, that was equal to eta naught. Alright, that was eta naught. Now this is a bigger, so this will go down, so this acceleration is A, and this acceleration would be upward A. Its weight is m1g. Here tension is TA, here tension is TA, here tension is TB, so here tension is TB, here tension is TB, and this weight is m2g. m2g I can write eta m1g. So we got these equations. So now I want to write the equation of m2. What would be that? Eta m1g minus TB is equal to eta m1a. Motion of this particle m1, that is a TA minus m1g, TA minus m1g is equal to m1 into a. TB is eta naught times of TA. So let me multiply this equation by eta naught. So if I multiply this equation by eta naught, so that is a eta naught TA minus m1g is equal to eta naught m1a. So this equation and this equation, I just want to add these two equations. See, so you see that now this TB and eta naught TA would get cancelled, and these two sum would give me eta minus 1 into m1g, and here the sum would give me eta plus eta naught m1a. So we will get A is equal to m1 and m1 will get cancelled. So we will get A is equal to eta minus 1 into g divided by eta plus eta naught. All right. So we solved both parts. That was a very good question, and I really like this question because it involves the real life situation.